Hello, this is Melissa Barcewski, and this is my final reflection presentation for Leadership 510, Values Aligned Leadership at Colorado Christian University. The Values Aligned Leadership course has underscored the importance of ethical leadership behaviors for me and provided a solid framework for enacting these behaviors in my own leadership path. The background framework for this course has been incredibly helpful. I've learned new terminology, classification of ethical viewpoints. I've also enjoyed the parallel learnings from the universe next door and the definition around various worldviews. This is the first opportunity that I've had to study concepts and philosophies such as theism, dualism, naturalism, nihilism, existentialism, among others. It's been fascinating to see how religious philosophies apply not only to our personal actions, but also to business interactions. It's difficult to identify one specific lesson from this course that was particularly impactful, as I've learned a great deal from each section. The internal focus discussions around leadership styles, board of director roles, and ultimately authenticity in business dealings is critical to a good leadership foundation. The corporate and social responsibility sections have also left a lasting impression. I've used these sections to examine how our own corporate culture operates as a global citizen, and I'm pleased to say that the steps we've taken have been as a good employer, as a good community partner, and also as a good global citizen with regard to the environment. It was surprising to see also how information technology is gathered and big data is used. I was alarmed about the amount of data that can be legally mined from employees. Organizations have a solid duty to ensure their employees' and consumers' personal data is sourced responsibly, vigilantly protected, and ethically applied to programs directly related to business endeavors. I was also shocked when we completed the marketing and advertising sessions to see so many companies sued, fined, or reprimanded for false and misleading advertising practices. Caveat emptor, that will definitely stick with me. Even though the government has put into place regulations to protect the consumer, there is still a responsibility for one to be well informed. Speaking of well informed, the final lessons around global corporate culture were astonishing. The challenges of labor trafficking, child labor, unfair trade practices are so important to understand. This is an area that consumers need more education on. Ethical global business practices could also be a distinguishing advantage for a business and should be highlighted in their marketing efforts. Having the values-aligned leadership decision tool as a reference will be so beneficial for the future. I was truly impressed with this document and the concept, the definition and clarity that the whole process brought to decision-making for organizations. This defined pathway will be a great asset to any leader. In conclusion, this course has really challenged me to critically examine my own beliefs and worldviews. I feel fortunate to have the biblical perspective to rely on. It's also reassuring to see so many developing leaders in our class that are also pursuing higher education with a biblical emphasis. While we might not change the world, we will individually impact our own circles for better and hopefully to the glory of God. Thank you for all your efforts with this class. Blessings.